Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. In this video, we are going to be trying to predict the starting lineup and reserves for the All Blacks in their upcoming fixture up against Wales. But if you do enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It is myself, and I have once again got Rugbyitch with me here, mate. You were able to win the last one in terms of those points. How are you feeling going into this week for this game up against Wales?
Yeah, no, I'm feeling slightly more confident than usual. Obviously, getting my first dub or win, to say the least. So yeah, pretty excited. But yeah, it should be a tight contest, obviously, in predicting who obviously starts for this one. As you know, I feel the All Blacks will make a lot more changes than obviously expected, as they were playing, you could say, a weaker opposition than normal, obviously with the US. But yeah, just excited to give our predictions.
Alrighty, so we will jump straight into it. Front row, I always let you go first for the front row. Who have you got for your 1, 2, 3?
Well, I've gone with a stronger front row, obviously, than the last kind of front row we had within the US. I've gone with number 1. I've gone with George Bauer. At number 2, I've gone with the likes of Cody Taylor. And at number 3, I've gone with Offa. So I do believe he might get a chance back, obviously, within the squad. I mean, like you said beforehand, he's coming back from an injury, so he wasn't able to play. I believe did he come off the bench within the last game? I'm not 100% sure, but
It was actually Tyrell Lomax.
it was Tyrell Lomax, yeah, exactly, yeah. So I'm throwing him into the deep end, but we'll have to wait and see if we can obviously do it. But yeah, that's what I've gone up on my front row.
Alrighty, so I have gone number 1, Joe Moody. I'm also bringing him back in for this one. Number 2, Cody Taylor. So I am identical with you in that regard. And then number 3, I have also got someone who didn't play last week. It is Nepo Lulala. I am putting in that number 3 jersey. Yeah, we will have to wait and see exactly how that will go. So locks now. We did see a little bit of a locking duo last week. That was a lot younger, I guess you could say, in some regards. And then also we had the returning veteran Whitelock back again. So this week, I've gone number 4, Brodie Retallick, back into the lineup for myself. And then number 5, I have once again gone with Sam Whitelock.
Okay. Well, we have gone with the exact same pairing there, of course, with obviously Brodie Retallick at number 4 and Whitelock at number 5. I felt like you had to, obviously, kind of get more experience, obviously, against a hard opposition with Wales, obviously facing against Alun Jones as well. So you have to have 2 big locks in there, obviously, to kind of compete within those lineups. So yeah.
Alrighty, so few changes, but also still on the same page, which is great to see because of the fact that hopefully we will both be able to get ourselves a few points, around that 30 mark or so out of the 50. Loose forwards, though, this is where it could all change. Who have you got as your loose forward trio for this week?
Well, in my opinion, have gone with what I think Ian Foster will think is his strongest loose forward trio at the moment. So he's gone with a number 6. Well, I've gone with number 6, Akil Ione. I do believe he'll come back into the starting lineup, obviously, from last week not being obviously not playing. At number 7, I've given it back to the original captain, Sam Cane. So I do believe he'll get his first start for the All Blacks in what has been 7 months, 6 to 7 months. So yeah, excited to see obviously how he gets along. But number 8, I've actually gone with Artis Sevilla. So it's a huge call, obviously, to bring in Artis Sevilla at number 8. But like we said beforehand, I believe within the previous video, you also agreed that might be Artis Sevilla's future position, obviously, with Sam Cane also obviously returning. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Alrighty, so I've also number 6 got Akira Ioane. I feel like he is due to get himself a little bit of game time, and definitely up against Wales or someone like that. If he has a good game here, I think it will carry him all the way through the series, kind of in that number 6 jersey, because he has got a bit of competition at the moment there. You've got Ethan Blackadder. Anytime he plays, he seems to be making a name for himself. So he's got to be careful, Akira, not to end up giving that position up, or else he could end up coming off the bench perhaps. Number 7, I've actually gone with the same starting number 7 as they did it for the USA. I've gone with Dalton Papali'i for this one. And then number 8, I have also gone with Ardie Savia, due to that kind of fact that Sam Cane will be trying to return to number 7. They've still got Hoskins Sotutu and also Luke Jacobson as the options for 8, but I did decide just a little bit, towards that position is Ardie Savia there. But now 9-10. This is a position that beforehand, or the 2 positions that we did agree was going to be the toughest to decide perhaps for this matchup. Who do we go with? Number 9, I have gone with TJ Perenara. I am giving him the start for this one. And then number 10, once again, I have gone with Richie Mo'unga.
Okay, interesting. Well, we do have one change within there. At number 9, I've actually gone with Brad Weber to start. And at number 10, of course, I have also gone with Richie Mo'unga. It was a tight contest, obviously, to decide who was going to start within this game, as, obviously, Beauden Barrett within that 10 position has also been, he did very well, in my opinion, I'd say, throughout the Rugby Championship. So he definitely has made his claim for that position, obviously. But I do believe Mo'unga obviously returning kind of gives him the kind of the leverage in that sense. And I do believe Brad Weber out of most games so far he's started. So, but obviously Tito Bernard is just a brilliant player, so I wouldn't be surprised if he gets to start as well.
Alrighty, so at this stage now, the backline, there were quite a few changes. You actually, I have to give you credit here, you predicted the whole backline last week for the game up against the USA, got yourself the bonus point as well. I wasn't even close, but at this stage now, centre combo, are you going to be able to do it again this week?
Oh, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But with the centre combo, I have gone with the tied and trusty, I believe that's the phrase, but I've gone with David Avili, number 12, and Anton Brown at 13. I do believe this is still their best combination. I will stick by that, obviously, up until the Rugby World Cup, unless there's some sudden change that obviously comes about, maybe with Reiko. But I do believe Avili and Anton Brown is the best combination. And yeah, it should be good to see how they get along, if that is what they do.
Alrighty, so I have got the exact same as you, which means hopefully I am on the right track in that regard. David Avili, 12 returning, and also Anton Brown getting the return as well. But now, number 11, last week they did go George Bridge. This week, I have actually gone with Rieko Ioane. I'm giving him the opportunity at left wing. And the reason behind that is at the moment they have got that many centres for the All Blacks. Like, they're pretty much, like, it's very tough to pick. I mean, you've got Braden Eno, Quinto Paia, the two men who started for the USA. Neither of them did have a bad game. They were both very strong in that midfield combo. You also got Havili, Leonard Brown as well. So because of that, I feel like left wing is somewhere that they've only at this stage got George Bridge. So maybe it's a good reason to kind of give Rieko Ioane a little bit more time out on that left wing. So that is who I've got out on that side. Once again, out on the other wing, the try scorer machine, Will Jordan. I'm giving him once again another start.
Yeah.
Scored himself a hat-trick in that game up against the USA and just looked very strong while doing it. Then number 15, going back to him, it is going to be Geordie Barrett as my number 15 for this one. I feel like under the high ball, it's going to be important. Definitely that battle between probably him and Liam Williams for Wales. I feel like they need to make sure they've got someone solid under the high ball. Damien McKenzie, still very good under the high ball, but Geordie Barrett, that little bit of extra height might give him that slight advantage there at 15.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that selection there. We've gone very similar. The Stead of Lees at number 11. I've also gone with Rieko Ioane. I do believe he'll get a start. Obviously, with not playing last week, and I think the number 11 position kind of suits him perfectly, obviously, with previous experience there. At the number 14 position, I actually have gone with Sever Reese within that position for a switch up. Obviously, I mean, not to obviously disregard Will Jordan. I think he was brilliant against the US, but I just think he needs a bit of a, I don't know, he can make an impact off the bench or even, come off the, just not even play. So I just think he needs a bit of a rest. So I didn't go with him to start. But with the number 15 jersey, I have actually gone with, for the first time, Geordie Barrett. So that's a huge call by me. And I swear, if Mackenzie starts, I'm gonna have a meltdown, because this is, guys, if you don't understand this is the first time I'm picking Geordie Barrett. I believe after the Rugby Championship. So yeah, it's a bit oh god, if this goes anyway, I'm hoping it doesn't go fall back on me. But that's what I've gone with Reiko, Reese, and Geordie Barrett. So yeah.
Alrighty. So at this stage now, we move to the bench. Now, last week they had quite a few new names on there, including a debut for Josh Lord in that number 19 jersey. Couple returns with the likes of Sam Cane making his way back in there as well. This week, who have you got for your 16, 17, and 18?
So, of course, with the 16 jersey, I actually have gone with Sumasani Takalaho. I do believe he might get an opportunity within this game, as obviously he wasn't a part of the previous game against the US. So maybe they might have a combination, in my opinion, I think, for the future, where they go with Taylor and Takalaho as one, and then maybe Dan Coles and Safa Moore as the other. So obviously, it kind of makes sense, obviously, with the Hurricanes duo. So I think that's what they might do for the future. So for that reason, I've gone with Takalaho to come off the bench at number 16. Number 17, I've gone with the likes of Carlton Rafe. I do believe he might get a chance in this game. I would have gone with Joe Moody, obviously, who you've gone with for the start. But it's one of those where I think Carlton Rafe hasn't had as many opportunities. So for that reason, I've kind of given him a chance, just give him a shot, really, to see if he actually gets an opportunity within this game. And also the number 17 jersey, 18 jersey, I've gone with the likes of Tyrell Lomax. I do believe he was a big part of coming off the bench and actually kind of just maintaining that dominance within that pack. So yeah, for that reason, I've gone with Tyrell Lomax instead of the kind of usual suspect there, who I normally would have gone with Angus Talval. But I don't know. I've seen some pictures of Tyrell Lomax training. I'm like, ooh, I was inspired. So I was like, I'll go with Tyrell Lomax. I'll give him a chance.
Alrighty, so we have got 3 changes to start our bench of number 16.
Oh, yeah, we have to.
I have got Dane Coles. I am giving him just a few more minutes under his belt before we get into those games up against the likes of Ireland and also France a little bit later on. Number 17, I've gone with George Bower. So I have got who you have got starting as my guy coming off the bench. And then number 18, after scoring 2 tries last week up against the US, had to give him one more opportunity there. Angus Tarval is promoted there, which does mean that I don't have Ofa Tuangafasi anywhere, which could be a little bit of a downfall. But I have gone with Angus Tarval as my number 18 for this fixture. But now 19-20, also very tough to try and decide for this one. Number 19, I did go Tupava'ai. I was going to give it to Josh Lord to give him another cap, but I decided to give it to Tupava'ai just for a little bit more, I guess you could say, experience, even though he hasn't really got too many caps for himself. Tupava'ai. But then also number 20, I mentioned him a little bit earlier on, very solid. Anywhere that he comes onto the field, Ethan Blackadder is who I've got as my number 20 for this matchup.
Yeah, we have the exact same 2 players there. I've gone with Tupava'ai, of course, as well as Ethan Blackadder. I mean, I think Ethan Blackadder has done very well off the bench, I'd say, within the Rugby Championship. So for that reason, I did the same thing, obviously, within this position, obviously at the number 20. And yeah, like you said beforehand, Tupava'ai, he brings in slightly more experience than what Josh Lord obviously brings. So yeah, for that reason, I had to go with Tupava'ai to obviously come off the bench and make an impact.
Alrighty. So now the last 3 positions in our bench. Who have you got? 21, 22, 23. Also probably very tough to decide for this one.
I think no matter what, we'll have 3 changes here. Maybe we'll have one. Actually, no, we'll have one for sure the same. But yeah, for number 21, I also, of course, I had Teacher Perinara within that position. Number 22, who I do believe we should have the same, is Bowden Barrett. And at number 23, I've gone with the likes of Will Jordan to also come off the bench. I just had to give it to him. I wanted to go with someone like, Quinn Tupai or maybe even Brandon Enor, because I thought they did pretty well in the previous game against the US, but I just couldn't leave out my guy, Will Jordan. So, had to go with him.
Alrighty, so number 21, I have actually gone with Finley Christie. I'm giving him another opportunity. Felt he played pretty well up against the USA. And I'm worried that as soon as they stop playing him, he may end up kind of getting back to the back of the queue like he was on the Rugby Championship. Yeah. So I have decided to keep him there while he has found himself a little bit of form. Number 22, I have gone Bowden Barrett just because of the fact that it seems to be a little bit of a chess match between him and Richie Mo'unga at the moment in terms of who's going to get the start compared to the bench. Which, of course, is probably going to rotate a little bit between the next few games that we have got ourselves of the Northern Hemisphere Tour. Then number 23 is a tough one. Like you mentioned, Enor Tupai easily could have been the option there, but I have gone with Damian McKenzie. As my number 23.
I expected it.
Decided that maybe give him some minutes before the kind of next game or the next couple games as well. But at this stage, few changes between us here. So hopefully one of us will be able to get it relatively close and the other doesn't miss out by a huge amount. At this stage, you've got the momentum. You were able to win the one last week, the game in the US. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, let us know in the comments who you would have as your starting lineup and reserves for the All Blacks in this upcoming fixture up against Wales. It's going to be a 5:45 a.m. kickoff here in New Zealand, but we will be up for it, of course, and it should be a very exciting contest. Be sure to check out Rugbyitch as well, as we are doing this every single week through the Northern Hemisphere Tour. But thank you very much once again for coming on the channel, mate.
No worries, man. No worries.
We will see you all for the next one.